all that. And then I had a weird one so anything with more than one search, right? Everything is no contact rule except for how to stop doubting my partner, which is cool.
Okay.
That one's fine. And then Schreibmaschine or Schreibmaschine or something. It's a German word. So I had to look it up because I was like, wonder what that is. 2 people have looked that up on my page. It's German for typewriter. So I'm pretty sure it was the same person looked for it twice, and I don't know. Either way.
Why? What?
Either way, I don't think they found what they were looking for on my page.
Are you holding out on me? Do you actually produce typewriters?
Apparently, I have a video about a typewriter or something. I don't know.
I think that this is a brilliant way to start the after hours every time, us chewing. Just for those people that are wanting that little ASMR hit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So I had this ridiculous argument with myself in the other room. I have plastic spoons that I'm cheap, so I wash. And I think to myself, because I got a little sink in my other office, and I'm like,
hang on.
I
need a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it was just all of it together. It was good. Okay. Yeah. I'm good. All right.
And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to wash it, why don't I use a metal spoon? Because I have a metal spoon in there. And I'm like, I should be eating this yogurt with a metal spoon because should I be eating with the plastics? Then I recognized I'm eating it from a plastic container. What? Come on. I'm like, I think I'm going to be fine. Or I'm just doubling down on dumb. I don't know. Either way.
The guy that I was listening to about the like cortisol levels and all that stuff was Gary Brecka. Though I know Huberman.
Okay.
Gary Brecka is like, what's his podcast called? The Ultimate Human? Anyway, he's very much an anti like.
Oh, biologist. Oh my God. Okay. I've seen this dude. Yeah. I appreciate his black and whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
I just have trouble getting behind everything
What says you have to?
Every position he takes. I think he's probably
get behind
makes a lot of sense.
And I have 100% behind stuff I say.
That's true. And I'm like, I get it. I suppose the biggest problem I have is when people use words that I think are meant to create engagement, but invalidate the argument.
Okay.
Because it drives me insane when I hear people get on. I'll be on. The worst thing you can put in your body is almond milk. And I'm like, the worst thing gasoline is worse than that. Shut up.
I'm literally drinking almond milk right now.
Come on. Come on. I get that almond milk, because even I don't know how you're drinking it after watching that guy. He did a whole thing.
Because I still have some in the fridge.
You just take the almonds, you grind it up, you mix it with sugar water, you strain it. Like, it is horrible for you. However,
sure. But I hate milk.
It isn't the worst thing you can put in your body. I don't know. So that's the thing that drives me crazy, because I'm like, no, I can think of hundreds off the top of my head, hundreds of other things that are worse for you to put in your body.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I
call it bad. Call it misleading. Call it whatever you want.
Here's my thing. There's a lot of those guys that are like, I don't know. It's like hocus pocusy, where it's like, and dude, I don't have a closed mind. I am opening my mind up to the possibility of me not knowing things. And so I'm going to take I might try some things, whatever, but like grounding and red light therapy and all these things, hydrogenating.
Yes.
And all the things. And I'm like, cool. But here's where I do agree. It is, our society is entirely over medicated.
Granted.
And I'm not a big fan of just throwing medication at a symptom instead of getting at the root of the problem.
Correct.
And I've been that way for a long, long time. Like, So
I'm
the
on
things that
board.
he says about that, it's just confirmation bias because he's talking about the way he's saying things that I believe, that I already believe, right? So,
He echoes it, and so you're like,
yeah,
"There we go."
yeah, I'm in that echo chamber.
Uh-huh.
And then the other thing is like, there is so much crap in our food, and I just more and more am trying to eat less and less processed stuff. I say that knowing full well, like we are ordering pizza tonight.
Mhm.
But that's like a once a week. It's not an every night kind of thing,
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
it's Friday
again
is a pizza
balance.
day, I get it. Dude, I'm there, and I so, along that line, let's say the
Mhm,
hydrogenated water.
mhm.
Let's just take an argument that everyone can agree on. Thousands of years.
Mhm,
Even the most staunch people that only believe the earth is 6,000 years old can still say, for thousands of years,
mhm.
people have not drank hydrogenated water.
Right,
And let's go one step further and say, for the ultra religious, if God wanted us to drink hydrogenated water, all water would be hydrogenated.
right, right.
However, that being said, however, comma, parenthesis, whatever, uh, we're also ingesting a whole bunch of other stuff we ought not be. And maybe,
Right,
just maybe, it is the healthiest thing to consume whilst ingesting all of this other stuff because it helps to clear it out or whatever.
right.
Okay, if you give me that, I'm on board. But
That's
for
where
it to
yeah,
just be like, it's the healthiest thing, why is it the healthiest thing? Don't
right,
just tell me it's the healthiest thing. I'm not that guy. You have to
right.
explain what it's doing and why
Exactly.
it becomes healthy because of what we're ingesting. Like
Right,
the fact that what we eat here is bread. Anywhere else in the world is not allowed to be called bread because of
right,
what we put in it
right.
here. Okay, why are we putting that in it?
Yeah,
Obviously, to make it last longer and to say last on the shelf so that we,
and so it's cheaper and yeah,
yes. Okay, fine. But we're not allowed to call it bread. But then we're also everybody becoming obese. Everybody's becoming it's like it's causing a bunch of additional problems for people that then
yeah,
they can sell them a pill for
yeah,
or medication or whatever. Okay, all right. So it makes everybody except for us more money. Great.
right.
I think everything, I don't care what it is you want to look at in this world, at least in our country, it always boils down to money.
Yeah,
Always. If you've boiled it down and you're like, no, 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 it's just about this, keep going. You're not to the bottom. Keep boiling it down. It goes to money.
right.
It ultimately is going to go to money. So,
Yeah,
yeah. And if you have to ask yourself, who makes the money from this? Well, no, this is causing illness and problems. It's not about that. Keep going.
right,
Who's
right,
benefiting from the fact that it's causing this? And so
right.
you can always take it back and you go, oh, now that's ugly. That's an ugly thought. Of course.
It
And our brains don't like to see that. And we don't like to know that. So, okay,
it's
good,
always the
great.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always someone else.
Yes.
But I
Um,
can tell you, I thought I couldn't consume bread till we started just making it at home.
Making bread. Yeah.
And I thought it was, remember, I was really on that sourdough thing. Like, I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, it's the sourdough, it's the lactobacillus, and it's the everything. And that guy is really into the lactobacillus as well. And I think there's something to that. What's crazy though is we also have this giant thing from Costco of yeast,
Mhm.
powdered yeast. And we've made at least a third of the stuff we make is straight yeasted products. Just because it makes easier rolls, it makes easier,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I can still eat that and not get all of the bloating and the
Right.
extra everything because I think it's just has flour, water, yeast, butter, salt.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And because it's just that, like my body digests it and it's fine.
That's I mean, literally what we started this week was making our own bread. Now we haven't made it to like just regular bread yet.
Okay.
We started a few weeks ago. We started making bagels, but
Oh,
using like using cottage cheese.
okay.
And anyway,
The cottage cheese bagels. I know which one. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about too.
yeah, yeah. Like they're all over TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Love those.
but I just like again trying to get fewer and fewer ingredients, fewer and
Hmm.
fewer like preservatives, you
Hmm.
know. And so
Right.
I say that as I just ate a Quest bar that I
Uh-huh.
microwaved. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
but
Yeah.
you try. Like, you do what you can
Right.
do. Like,
Right.
honestly, we all don't live on a farm or
Exactly.
a
Yet.
compound or whatever. That would
Yet.
be awesome. If we all lived on
Yet.
a compound, we could grow our own stuff and just that would be our life.
Yes.
I'm still harboring that stupid dream. One of these days.
I'm not that far away. I'm right there with you, I think. Um,
Yeah. I really feel like we could. The trouble is that we live 7 hours apart.
right. It's not
If we
7
lived
hours. It's like 5.5. Well, of course, I say that.
I
You're the one that drove it.
I was like, "You drive faster than I do." It took me 7.
I
Um,
probably do.
but I try to stay at the speed limit, um,
Aaron,
and
this is the
I
after
stop
hours show.
too.
You can be
I'm
real.
one of those
You don't have
people.
to say that that you drive the speed limit and you obey the law.
No,
This is the raw
I
uncut.
drive like an old man. I just freaking
Okay.
do. Plus I stop. If I'm driving and I'm like, "What? Tomatoes," I'm stopping at a farm stand. Like if I see a sign coming up and I'm like, "Dude, I'm interested in that." I don't have kids in the car. I don't have a wife in the car. I'm gonna stop. If
Yeah.
I want gummy bears, I'm stopping and buying gummy bears. If I want a Red Bull, I'm stopping and getting a Red Bull. Um, a
Oh.
sugar-free one, and I'm surprised how many places along the way didn't have that. So I had to stop at
Hey,
like 5 places just to find a
have you
sugar-free
tried
Red
the
Bull.
new Red Bull? The Red Bull Zero? It's made with monk fruit.
No,
I actually think it tastes better than the sugar-free Red Bulls.
really.
Yeah.
You know
It's still
what?
got all the
I'll
other
try
poisons in
it
it, but
because I'm in the Midwest, and I can tell you, Midwestern. It's going to sound whatever, but I get why it is. Midwestern Red Bull, sugar-free, is not the same sugar-free Red Bull that you get in California.
really? What kind
Yes,
of
the
conspiracy is this?
carbonation is completely different. Like,
Okay.
but I think it's because of elevation and you're carbonating it in the factory to a specific pressure. And then you take that up in elevation, it's going to be less carbonated
That's true.
versus if you take it down, it's
Yeah.
going to be more. So
We
where
were
I
almost
live
at sea level. Yeah.
in comparison to where I was before,
Yeah.
it's not as carbonated. It's not like it took me a while to get used to it. I'm used to it now, and but not so much then. But I mean, really, I drink like one a week.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Same.
I can't bring myself to consume it.
I had half of one yesterday. I gave the other half to my wife because it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm going to bed in like 5 hours, so I should probably not
Yeah,
drink all.
you have that. I have to drink it right before bed
I could do
to
that,
knock me out.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So book idea.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's a loose idea,
Okay.
but what do you think about the okay something like the 100, 25, whatever
A number.
questions you have to ask before you start a business or before you go into a partnership. I like before you start a business, but um, and it could be literally just kind of like an intro, a preface, and each page is just a question and something you have to answer. And then at the end,
Okay.
you have
So
like, so we could give them instruction,
actually,
answer it like this.
it's actually whatever it is. Let's say for easy math, 50. The 50 questions you need to answer before you start a business.
Yes.
If you I don't know why my brain when I hear you have to ask, I'm like, who am I asking? Well, you have to
You
ask
can ask
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
Oh, so you only asking yourself. Well, no, some people you should probably get some outside information on. So, okay. Like if you're asking yourself, what's the demographic of the something and what's the percentage of population of thing that you're gonna, and you're like, I don't know, I got to look that up. So you're not asking yourself that question. You're actually needing to answer that question. So I'm getting too much dissonance here.
What
What
is
if
gonna
we
like show up in search results? That's what you have to like.
yeah, like what if we called it the questions you need to answer or the questions that need answering before you start your business?
I think I'm open, but what I
Okay.
would do is look and see what other titles are out there, what the
What else is
keyword,
working?
what people are
Okay.
actually searching, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So what gave me the idea is
Yeah, it might
uh,
just be what you need to know.
right. I heard about a book that was like someone referenced it was like the 101 questions to ask before you get engaged.
Okay.
Um, and it was like, you know, there are some questions that I should have asked along the way before I started this business or before I got into this partnership or this setup deal. And so it may not be 100, it might be 25, it might be 50, but
Sure.
my thought is one, first of all, it's this really simple. I think it's a really low bar
Uh-huh.
because we're asking questions and we can curate some of that stuff. We can brainstorm, right? Whiteboard it, what things, get a starting place. And then we can, I mean, I hate to even say this, but we can use AI to help us fill in the holes, fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And then I think the big thing, so the reason I want to like co-author this is that one, I think it would fit the Minding Your Business podcast really well. I think it would fit Remind really well.
Right.
And it could just be as dry as like here, is there a market for this? Right. But what is the market? And that kind of, but I think if
Right.
we do this together, you can bring the mindset, human like behavioral stuff to
Uh-huh.
it
Right.
that
The
I'm just not going
questions
to think
that
of.
you're going to ask yourself late at night after working until 11 p.m., knowing you have to get up at 3 in the morning.
Exactly.
Like, what
Exactly.
is it that's gonna get you out of bed at 3 the next morning?
Right.
And do
Right.
you have that
Right.
before it comes time to
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
No, I'm
I,
down
wa-
with that. I think
I
I think let's use AI, but let's not use AI to write any of the
no, no,
chapters or do any of that. Let's use it to find
for brainstorming.
to find ideas for what people who might be searching online for the answers for I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. And then
Yes.
make sure that some of those keywords are in some of the stuff that we use. So
Yes.
we'll use it. I think use AI for keyword research, for topics, for that kind of stuff,
Yes.
structure to be found when we've created the thing, it can be found or searched or
Yeah.
discovered.
And I think so there's a lot of things I can see where it can go from there, like kind of
Okay.
spiders out.
Yep.
But part of this is something that I've done for a long time and only recently has it become intentional.
Okay.
Um I try to in a pitch, I try
Okay.
to talk someone out of it. Like
Hmm.
they want to do this. This is what I want. I want to create this brand and I want to blah blah blah. So especially when we're talking about a startup situation,
Hmm.
right? I listen, I go and I do research, I put together, okay, here's because I'm a pretty optimistic person, but this is where I have to step into realism. And I go, this is what it's going to take to do that. And so I literally just had this conversation with a guy earlier this week, and I said, there is opportunity for what you want to do. I think it's a great idea, but here's what I need you to do. In the next week or two, spend time thinking about because it's going to cost money, it's going to cost time. And you have a full-time job. This is a side hustle, right? So
Yep.
think about how much and sorry, it's not going to make any money the first year.
All right.
It's probably not going to make anything the first 2 years, right? But spend time thinking about how much money and how much time you're willing to throw at this for the next 2 years. Then let's get back and we can go into this thing with because I actually kind of I wasn't discouraging, but I was like, it's going to take this, and this, and maybe we start with this kind of MVP, minimum viable product. And he very much was like, I don't want to fail at launch. It needs to be a certain level, a certain quality for it to successfully launch. I'm like, okay. So it's almost like, and I've done
Right.
this before where I'm trying to talk someone out of something.
Mhm.
And because that talking out, it actually qualifies them more, right? It almost builds in a resilience like, no. And then I know that I've got the right person to work with. Does that make sense?
Sort of. I was like, psychologically speaking,
I'm being manipulative.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
you're not doing exactly what you think you're doing.
I'm just talking.
I
Like I
understand.
said, I've done this
But
for
you're
a
like,
long
you're
time.
saying what I'm doing is I'm trying to talk them out of it. Well, psychologically speaking, when you try and talk someone else talk someone out of it. Let's say you use facts and you're like, listen, this is why this doesn't make sense. What you're doing is
Right.
entrenching them to
Right.
go deeper and double down on it, on their idea, which is awesome because what you're actually doing is you're building in commitment to stay the course long enough to allow themselves to succeed.
And I know what I'm doing.
Then you're doing it right. Then you're doing
Yeah.
what you're wanting to do. By saying I'm going to talk you out of it, what they're doing is in order to combat what you're saying, they have
Yeah.
to come up with ideas how it can work and how they can fight against what you're doing. So you're
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate, which
I
I
am.
love.
Yeah.
And
I want
you're
someone to have conviction, right?
yes, and you're
I've
definitely doing that. And you get them to do man, I'm telling you, people will double down on some
just
dumbass
say it.
ideas. There are
Yes.
people in cults, like, remember I think it's the Hale Bop, the
Oh,
comet
yeah,
that came and the
yes,
spaceship was
the
behind the
comet.
comet and they had
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
give away everything and do all this stuff. And then they waited and the comet came and went. And they were like, there was supposed to be a spaceship back there. It was supposed to come get us. And they were like, well, you know what? We could all just say we were stupid, or
Or
we can double down. Let's all kill ourselves, and then our spirits can make it up to the spaceship that
there you
couldn't
go.
land. And they all killed themselves.
Yeah, I remember that.
What?
It's not
Like
funny. It's
people
not
will
funny, I'm sorry.
people will double down on
Yeah,
well, it's been long enough. We can laugh.
it's
But
okay.
they
Yeah,
it it is one of those things where it's like people will embed themselves deeper, like a splinter, just push themselves all the way to the bone to not be pulled out of it, even when
yeah,
they realize that it's not exactly correct. They will convince themselves that they are. So if you're trying to build commitment, that's what you do. In fact, when I'm talking to people and I'm like, oh man, they let's say I don't want to use depression, but they're not committed in their relationship or friendship or business or whatever it is that
yeah,
they have some belief that they have a failure of commitment or a lack of commitment, a lack of motivation. Then I tell them, give me a scale 1 to 10, where you at? And they're like, I'm a 3. And what's the tendency? Most people go, oh, you got to be at least a 7 or you shouldn't even bother doing this. Why are you at a 3? And then they give you all the reasons that they have no commitment, no motivation, no nothing. So I don't do that. I tell
right,
them, seriously? You're a 3? Why aren't you a 0? Because I don't see any freaking reason you should be doing any of it. And they're
right.
like, well, and now they support the idea that they have to positively reinforce the fact why they maintained a 3 and not a 0,
Yes,
which pushes them up, usually doubles their commitment level. So it takes them from a 3 now to a 6. I knew they only
right.
needed to be a 7 to get going. And then I say, holy crap, what would it take to get you to a 7 where you would be motivated enough to do that? Could you even imagine trying to get to that space? And then they're like, yes. And as soon as they imagine it, then the possibility becomes a plausibility and we're off. So it
Yeah,
isn't that difficult. But you have to play the devil's advocate. You have to get them to think of the reasons why the positive they can do it by
yeah.
introducing the negative side. Then the people repel from it and pushes them. So no, I think you're doing. If your goal is to get them to commit deeper, you're doing it.
My goal is to get them to commit or quit. It's
Yep.
really
And it
it's
really is
one or the
that
other.
they
Yeah,
either they either hold on for the long haul or they let go. Like it's one of those things where you're holding on. What are those? It's like a person kite. What is that? Hang glider.
oh, hang glider,
So
yeah,
you're holding a hang glider. There's a tiny little sweet spot where you could still let go and you'll stay alive. And then there comes a point where you're too far over the cliff. You better hold on for the entire ride. Now you may crash at the bottom, but you might survive that. You let go, you're gonna die. Right.
uh,
So you have to make sure that they either let go or they hold on extra tight for the ride.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So yeah,
I mean,
I
you've
think
been
that's a good
there.
way to do it, honestly.
You've been there and you've seen things that, people that weren't committed
Oh yeah.
and, like and even though I got paid
Uh-huh.
for a project, a podcast didn't launch, a video a YouTube channel didn't launch, and, like, just different things, and it's just like, I'm sorry, it's not even just about the money, like, I got paid, but if I'm gonna put my time and
It's
energy into
soul
something,
draining.
I want it to succeed, and I want it to at least have a chance. And I want to be able to use that for my reel, right? My portfolio and say, look at this thing. And
Uh-huh.
so I'm sorry, like it's super soul draining,
Uh-huh.
disappointing when that kind of stuff gets squashed, and it's not my choice, so yeah,
Right.
it's about separating the people that are serious and not. And again, I don't
Yeah.
I don't actually don't care. Like if they're not committed, if they don't have that conviction that they want to continue, cool. Well then hey, I just saved you some money and I feel good about that.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't want it more than they do, and I can't tell you how
That's
many projects
oh
I have worked on where I see the potential, and I see that, "Oh my god, if you will put in, man, just this much effort, like, this is
yeah,
gonna blow up. Like, I could
yeah,
see this going big quick," and they only wanna put in this much effort and expect this result, and I'm like,
yeah.
"It's not gonna work if you
That's
do
not how it
that." "No,
works.
no, I'm not gonna do the other," and I'm like, "But you have to do the other." Like, "Oh, yeah." No, it's incredibly frustrating, but
So I could see going back to the book idea
yeah.
again, like uh I think it would lend itself to be a really good course also. Um,
Yeah,
and then it
I
could also splinter off or branch off into things like quick start business guide, and who knows, like it could be the kind of thing that we even use as a lead magnet for things. I just like
sure.
it I thought we at least talk about it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, honestly, what if we took the route that, what was it? ClickFunnels
yeah,
did, where he wrote the book. Now, granted, his book is a little bit adsy, little salesman-y, little
right.
it's really talking about it's one long book of program advertisement for his I almost call it clickbait, ClickFunnel system.
Yeah,
There are some nuggets in there that you can glean out. It's a decent enough book. I
right.
read all 3. When I say read, pretty sure they were audiobooks.
This is the Russell Brunson stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right. So, I think there's some value there, and I would have been ticked if I bought the book, but that's
Right.
what he does. He offers you free book. You can download it for free, the
Sorry, I was
print
making a paper
version.
airplane.
Nice. So you can download the free PDF book. Um, and I think it was $6 or some shipping and handling. He still forced you to do that. And then, or you could get the print book for pay the shipping and handling, the
Yeah,
$8 or
yeah, yeah.
whatever it is for it. And it's like, fine.
And this is also the kind of thing we could record as an audiobook too,
Yeah. Oh
you
man, I'd
know?
love that. And I'm like, I feel like that is what makes the most sense for us. We don't need to try and make money off of the book. Let's give
Right,
away the book. People just have to cover the cost to print it if they want to read it in print, or cover the cost to download it if they want to download the audio book or whatever, 3, 4 bucks, $8, whatever it costs. They're usually pretty cheap. I'm,
yeah,
I'm not trying to make, oh, I'm going to make $7 a book. Who cares? Like, really, it
right,
isn't going to be enough to justify the cost. Honestly,
right,
if in fact the moment we do it and make $7 from it, then the book for us comes less of a passion project and more of a, well, we did it for $7 kind of a thing. It's gonna, oh, it'll devalue it so grossly
yeah,
versus leaving it as something we're giving away for free because we think it's important. You're just covering the cost, so we're not going negative. We're going it for free, not
right,
us free, not you free.
right, right, right,
Okay, so then we can maintain our integrity and our purpose in creating the book. Because I would, if I'm doing it, I'm like, dude, you got to get this book. It's going to cost you a couple of bucks to get your hands on it, but I make nothing.
right,
Just do it. And
right,
then if you like what you read, you like what you learn, you like all of that, you'll come back to us for some more stuff.
yeah. Well, and again, I think because of that, the reason I told the whole story about the guy that, it's like I'm trying to talk out of doing this thing.
Right.
It's like that's partly what this book can serve as. Like, one, these are important questions you need to ask yourself, and it might give someone perspective. It's going to do one
Mhm.
of the two things. It's either going to encourage them and give them the fire and the resolve that they need,
Or
that
put them
maybe
out.
was already in with them. It'll just increase it, or maybe it stops them from making a mistake.
Right.
So I think that it has value. Again, I wish it's something that I would have thought of a long time ago or had seen or
Mhm.
something. But
Yeah.
anyway, so cool. Well, we'll put that on the like. That's not that's not up on the whiteboard. That's just like, oh, we'll do that one day.
Right.
I feel like that has legs. We may need to, if you want to put something else in front of that as far as like Remind or, AHA goes, if you want to get that done, if you need to hold me to the fire to get that something done before we start that, totally fine. But I feel like this might actually be a really great place to work on that ideation. Come
Right.
up with the idea, work on all the, huh, just a
Right.
thought.
Start separating it, create the at least the outline for the book, and then start
Yeah,
fleshing it out.
yeah,
Let's do that, and let's at least spend 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know, come up with a time that makes the most sense. But we can say between 15 and 30 minutes each time focused on that.
yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
then for people that are like, subscribed to the Patreon anyway, then they're going to get a lot of like
The
the
book
book and where
before
it's
the book
coming
comes
from.
out to
Yeah,
oh my God. And if you're part of this and you're following along and there's something you want in the book, please do let us know because this is where this kind of interaction where you're like, God, if I was going to get that book, it'd have to at least tell me this,
right.
whatever that is. Um, I'd be interested in that for
Me
sure.
too.
I mean, definitely want to answer any questions that people have that maybe they've started businesses before, failed. Maybe they've never started a business. Fine. Maybe we need to take a couple of different sections for like those of you who've already started and failed a bunch of times. Read this, and for maybe we need to have those little type of prefaces in the book, and then
Yeah.
go for the book.
And maybe we don't even go after like, as far again, this is where keyword research and stuff is, and just competitive analysis is going to tell
Right.
us like maybe it's not about starting a business, maybe it's a side
Finding
hustle.
your business.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just I'm thinking, or maybe it's startup, maybe it's
maybe the word isn't business that we're going after.
right.
I see what you're saying. Don't yes, because oh god, it is so funny because every single word brings it brings all of its baggage, right? It brings
Yes.
and so business may bring too much baggage with it to where we don't call it that.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
101 questions to ask before you scale your side hustle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, so but yeah, we can dig into that in the coming weeks. um, so what do you want to cover? I do have a
Okay.
2:30 meeting that I have to get to. So
2:30. We'll be well over.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
well done
Well,
before
I'll
that.
need to like,
Yeah,
prep
but way
before that.
before that. Like
Okay.
honestly, if we're done by 1, it's fine.
Okay.
Um,
So it was
Envato. Touch on Envato. And what do you know not about? Because when I said the word motion array, you were like, okay.
well, okay. So when you started talking about Mogerts is when I was like, only because let me go to elements.
Because I had an element, but I had place it and then place it from Envato. And then I know you have an Envato thing that's different. I
Yeah,
think
I
you
have
let
a
me look
couple.
through yours once and see what
Yeah,
you had on your account. And it had some pretty cool stuff, but I don't have like I would have to get that. I would have to get one. I couldn't message you and then you okay and then you let me and then
right,
you do and
right,
then
right.
oh.
I think
So I
it's. I
just have
mean,
to get an account. But
I think it's like if you do monthly, I think it's $20 a month. I do yearly. So
okay.
but I have oh my gosh, I just have to find it. Elements.
Yeah, I'm like, man, if you can get into it and look, because I was looking at Motion Array, everything is 25 a month. Oh, so it's not bad. Motion Array, everything is 25 a month. You get templates, presets, motion graphics, footage, music, sound effects, graphics, photos, video editing plugin, LUTs, and AI voiceovers for 25. Oh, that's if you buy it for the year. Monthly is 39.
Okay.
But honestly, it's one of those things like if I knew I was going to use it, I'd pay for the year to save. I mean, the difference between 25 and 39 is substantial. It's not like what was Firecut monthly 19 or 29. No, that's still. Oh, wait, 34 or 24. Yeah, it's still $10. And I don't know what that discount is. I'm going to have to check. But boy, 15% off. Hang on, I'll have to check because it said I got a discount, but I wonder if it said I got a discount once or
Yeah.
forever. You
Okay.
can use off of monthly plans. Okay. So if I do monthly, I get 15% off. What is 15% off? Is that worth it or does it make sense to do?
Here, let's see. I'm going to share my screen.
34. What's 15%? Be 340 plus dollars something, be $4. Yeah, it'd be about $30 a month.
Let me see.
That's not terrible.
So I pay $198 a year. So that's a little over $15 a month.
Yeah.
Like
Yep,
17,
that's good.
18.
Okay. So look, I'm going to pull up my motion array.
So what I was saying,
open a separate
like
window just so I can
Mogurts,
see.
so this at least is how I use Mogurts. I will grab one or two or whatever, like from Elements,
Yeah.
and then I use them for that project. So the way I would see you using a Mogurt is you find the Mogurt that you want for your Aaron Gerald stuff, and that becomes the Mogurt you use for all the things. That's your style. I don't see you
Right.
changing Mogurts all the time, so I don't think that you would need access to a bunch. I think honestly, and then I'm
Oh.
talking about Elements, like you probably don't even need that. You could probably just go to Envato or what is it, Video Hive, and just
Uh,
buy
buy a
$6 Mogurt,
package.
$12 Mogurt, whatever. Yeah. And then it's yours. Like you find the one you want to use and use that. The only reason I have a subscription is because I'm in
You're
so
doing
many
so
different.
many different projects.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. Because I have a few things in mind that I want to use in all the videos. Like I
Yeah.
do enjoy, I want that thing where I've got a little picture of me here and then the text comes here, but I want kind of a frame thingy around it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to build that every single time.
Right.
But I bet I
Like
can find something
you can
that
find something.
fits that bill that maybe not 100% perfect. But now I just drag and drop it. It puts the second video into that spot, or I resize it to fit in that thing because that's where there's an empty, like a mask. And then it puts all the text on the other part.
It's not that. Envato. Yeah. So I would just buy a thing. It's kind of like the what was the subscription you had for music? Artlist?
Yes.
That which you're paying, however much a month for, versus like if
Well, I don't have
it's
it anymore.
I'm saying right, you used to, but like versus going and buying like premium beats and buying it one time, like okay, yeah, it's $40, but like that is the music for this brand or for this thing, for this thing, for your whole channel, right?
Yes.
Now that may not be the way you would do it, but I'm just saying like pick your style and then just kind of stick with it. You don't need to pay for something to get all these Mogurts on a recurring basis,
Right. No, I see what you're saying. So it would be a matter of, oh yeah, they have some cool like, going through. They have frames and stuff.
Dang it.
And you can buy. I can't see how you buy it.
I wonder, dude. It's been so long since I, used anything other than Elements. I wonder if they don't sell stuff like individually anymore. I'm sure they do. They have to, right?
Well, and even if they did, like you're not buying, you buy it. So let's say I bought a monthly plan, and then I went in and I downloaded and bought all the ones that I want.
That's true. Yeah. Just make sure you download the licenses too. But yeah, that's what I would do. Like, that'll
Just
simplify
be a
things.
matter of finding the frames that I wanted, or the motion graphics or whatever it is.
Right.
God, I don't know how to look stuff up. This is a problem. Honestly, this is why I'm not.
Well, here.
I look and there's like, oh my God, just on motion rate, there's 31 pages of just frames. And I'm like, yep, I'm seeing a bunch of different types of frames, and those are all nice. None of which I'm exactly.
I mean, literally, this is
but
my process. If I'm looking for, let's say I wanted lower thirds. So I'll get in the category.
So
Check
I
lower
appreciate
thirds.
the fact that you just said that. I don't know what that means.
It's like name supers that go across name title graphics that go across the bottom. This is
Oh,
can
okay.
like this is the lower third of the frame, right?
Okay.
So in looking at this, like that, there's some dumb things. I don't wouldn't qualify that as lower thirds. Maybe because they're it's not, I don't know. This is more of here, I'll click on this one. See the
Yeah.
graphic coming in. And so basically that's how I shop, how I browse. I go through and I'll
Okay.
look at a category and I may try to refine it, but it's a lot of scrolling and then just, hovering over and like, okay, great. That, how is this a lower third? I don't know. That one, okay, I could see that being a lower third. It's just
You just have to
positioned
size
in
it,
the
put it
middle.
where you
Yeah,
want
use
it.
your imagination.
Yeah.
Um, this one's cool. It's got them in different. It's going to show multiple in different places. Okay, cool. I like that. Um, that's a cool effect. Yeah, this one makes more sense to me. Anyway, it's a lot of browsing, and this is the kind of stuff that people they don't understand. Like video editor people have to go through all these things. You have to browse and like finding the right music for your video is tough.
Oh,
It takes time. Sometimes you just find it. It's just like the third
dude,
thing you
I
listen to.
I can tell you, I don't like the music that my editor's using.
Do they use different music every time?
No,
They use the same music every time?
he's picked it, and he's like, "That's your music," and I was like,
That's what I would do too. And you don't like it? That's not a good.
"No,
That's not a good thing.
no, I don't like it." And every time he sends me a video, I'm like, "Cool, turn the music down," and they have to go back in and turn the music down. And I'm like, "Turn it lower, please. I don't want to barely hear it." I'm cool with. I'm thinking find a good because of the types of videos I make. Find a cool music that goes da da ba da da or whatever it is, whatever the music is, and then it dies out in a second and a half. Then I'm talking, I do my whole video, then it kind of picks back up at the end. Cool. But for them to just be
Yeah.
like the whole time, I'm like, oh my God, shut up. I want the music to stop. I've had multiple people in the comments being like, turn the music down, bro. Turn the music down. And I'm like, I know it's not me. I'm telling them.
It depends on the video, but like for your stuff, yeah, it needs to be really, really low or not there. If you're
Yes,
talking about a video that's trying to make an emotional appeal, then you need the music there and you need to pace it based on that music. So that's one of the tough
yes,
things. Like you might like a track and then you try to put your video to it. Like you'll have a
yes,
rough cut, right? And then you
yes.
bring your audio in and you go, okay,
Need to check.
based
Oh
on
my
this,
God.
I have to adjust these clips based on this audio.
Speaking of that, and so anyway, I'll get your help more on. I think I'll just use the Envato.
Did you just
Maybe
call me a moron?
no, I'll more on that. We'll talk
Oh,
more
okay.
on that later.
I know.
I think what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. We'll see if we can find it in Envato, and then maybe you could show me how to buy it.
Sure.
In the meantime, I want to share the screen. Oh, no, you can do
Yeah.
it. Go to
No,
the
no,
Aaron
no,
Gerald's.
no, no. Here, all you have to do is
Just go to
hit
YouTube. Go to the Aaron Gerald's, the old one.
the old one.
Yeah, which is like Aaron Gerald's website videos or something. My old channel.
You know the
No,
URL.
no, maybe. Let me see here. I had to change it because it's not at Aaron.Gerald's. I had to change it to something else because I used at Aaron.Gerald's for my other channel. So this one is at Aaron Gerald's videos, all one word.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah, it's old. Yes.
Yeah, it's not showing.
And
That's not the screen you're showing. Oh, yeah, that one. So stop that horrible thing. I got to get rid of. Anyway, I'm not paying much attention to any of those. I think it's in a short because it was a vertical. Yeah, so you may have to click shorts. Yeah, that's the one. Where's Papa?
Right here?
That's That's the
Oh, nice.
one. That's the one he made. You'll see that the timing with the music was a little off.
Is this kid just roaming around on his own? Jeez.
Uh-huh. He was with the camera outside and everything. But he was so proud of this shot with the plant in the way.
Oh, that's great. Depth of field.
Uh-huh. He insisted
dimension.
that it be behind the sofa like that. And then that goes between the chairs. Right there, that music tempo we made. Hey, buddy. So anyway, that was it.
That's
We
fun.
missed it because it did a music build up to opening the door, and I couldn't trim enough out of the video to get that at the last door right here.
That
See
would have
how
been
we
a
did that?
perfect spot. Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
But I
to line
missed
it up with that zoom.
Yes.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, we missed that. But he was instrumental in the entire editing. He was like, "No, Papa, when my foot hits the carpet, then you stop this one, and then we put the other one, go to where my foot hits the carpet, and then we go from behind me to in front of me." And then like the whole thing, it was super cool. We made a storyboard first, and then we did it, and then he helped me clip it to where that was the video. He
Dude, I
was
love it.
supposed to do like his initial idea was he was going to do this, and he was going to do this really cool voiceover talking into the microphone, being like, "Sometimes I like to come and visit my dad at work, and if you're, and do all of that." And then when he finished it, he goes, "I think I told the story without words." I
Wow.
was like,
Dude.
"Son, holy crap, bro! I got to have you help me on my movie."
Right?
So yeah, he wants to be the camera person to help me.
That was
do it.
already sequenced better than most people I see on YouTube. So
He did a really great just clipping all the different parts because
yeah.
I told him you're gonna want a wide shot, and then you're gonna want a medium shot, and then a close up, then a medium, then a close up, then a medium, then a wide. You have to go. Don't jump from wide to close up. That everybody
Right.
it's jarring. So just
Right.
do so you know what you're doing. And so he did. And he went like close up, medium, close up, medium, close up. Like he went back and forth a lot with that, and then a little bit wider. And like when he said he was going to do my office, I go, "Oh yeah, when you walk into my office, you'll walk in, look, and then you leave." And he's like, "Okay." And I said, "So set the camera right here on this little mini fridge, right inside the door." And he's like, "Pop, it's going to look better if I put it way back here behind this on the table." And then the plant was in there, and he's looking at the screen, and he's like, "And that's awesome." And then he runs back forward, and he goes, and he turns the light on, and it did a flash screen thing, because it's forcing the camera to change. And he goes, "And I love that. I'm going to make sure I turn the light on and off when I come in and out, so it does that thing on the screen."
Nice.
And I was like, "Okay, man, you're better at this than me." Like, crap.
I
Okay.
like the POV shots where he was like grabbing the handle,
And struggling to get the door open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That one he did 6 times because he kept doing it, and then the camera would not get his hand in it because he had to pull the door so hard. And
Yeah.
so that one just barely got it. And then he didn't set the camera quite right because he wanted it to show down the hallway and coming in the door, but he couldn't get it wide enough with where he had to place it.
Okay.
And so it is what it is. I just
Was it
gave him I
the
gave him
Insta360?
my phone on on this little thing right here.
Oh, okay. So use your phone.
The whole thing was my phone. And he was like, he's walking around. "Hold on, Papa. I got to put it back to action mode so that it doesn't bounce when I walk." And then he'd walk and do stuff. And then he would set it and then do it. He ended up having way more footage than that. We just couldn't get it all to work
Right.
because
Right.
there was more point of view shots. There was him grabbing the other handle. There was him grabbing this handle. And then he's like, "I don't want to show 3 handles being grabbed, Papa." So he
Right.
made it to where you grab the one handle and then showed him going through the door without going through the door. It like
You
hinted
got
at
a little
going through the door.
filmmaker on your hands. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was so fun. Man, he's at home today, been home for 3 days making Lego stop motion movies.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know that I have the patience for that kind of thing, but
Ah,
I
me
think it's
neither.
awesome to see.
And the stories are a little vague because he's like, well, I don't want to make a storyboard for these. I just want to see where it takes me. And I'm like, okay. And so while he's doing it, he just gets another idea and then just does it. So it's a little Lego dude walking around doing all sorts of stuff. But
I think
yeah,
that's the way
I'm
better
cool
go,
with,
especially like
learn it and play with it, do it, like make it.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because then you learn how to do something, right? It's one
Mhm.
thing to have a story in your head, that's great, but learning the skills to tell a story,
Right. So if he can learn the skill, then he's already got some decent stories. Like, um, yeah, he's been working on one story because we read books every night, doing stories, and then some nights I'm like, I can't do books. You have to tell me a story, and he's like, okay. So when he was little, he made me tell him a story, quote unquote, me tell him the story. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to tell you? And he's like, tell me a story about a kid with a magic stick. I'm like, okay. So there's this little kid, this little boy, and he has a stick that's magic. And he's like, tell me what the stick looks like. And I'm like,
oh my
it's the
gosh.
stick that he found on the ground underneath a tree. And I have to describe it to him. And then he's like, no, it doesn't look like that, Papa. It looks like that. Like it's his story. He's just
Right,
trying to get
right.
me to use his words. So
Wow.
now I just have him tell me the story. And he's got it could be a whole children's series, book
Yeah,
stories. If he had somebody to draw the pictures, I
yeah.
guess with AI, it's getting better. We'd probably be able to do that soon enough.
Dude, that's true.
But
Um,
yeah, anyway.
okay, so
Okay.
elements or
Yeah,
Envato.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, go back to that. So the Envato thing, elements, what I'm honestly, oh, here, I can show you exactly what I'm looking for. I
You
can
can
show
share your
you
screen.
actually, I was like, I can show you what I have versus what I was looking for. So I will pop in here's what I'll do. If you go to my regular channel at Aaron.Gerals,
You know you can just share your screen, right?
no,
That'd be great if you did.
I forgot how to do that.
You just it's the little thing on the
Green
bottom
screen,
of the of the
YouTube, share.
thank you.
Is it sharing?
I can see it. I just need to put it in the feed.
Oh, yeah. Well, whether you do or not, like whatever. Um, okay, underwhelmed, beam bam, beam bam. Oh, he does do
Hey, there it
these.
is. I see it.
He does do that, which I'm sure is a thing that he grabs, right? Oh, there it is.
Stop focusing on what you're
It's
going
not
to.
the words.
Okay.
It's see, he put the box and then he has this.
Okay.
So this is what I have, and this is what I asked him for. Uh, oops. Ali. So
Testing. Oh my gosh. You know, I just realized
what?
my audio is not coming through.
Oh, that's rough.
But you can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, but
Yeah, this
nobody else can. That's sad.
what trash.
All right. So,
Testing.
ah, so more like I see why he did the color things the way he did. So he does have some colors like that. They did a decent enough job. It's still square. I don't like it being square, but it is what it is. So that, can you see him?
Yeah.
You saw what I was talking about. Okay. That wasn't the greatest.
Share the
What?
I see the video of you. Stop focusing on what you're going to do this Valentine's Day.
Oh, and it didn't switch to the other one.
Correct.
Okay, hang on. I'll get it. Let me grab it. Because it wasn't changing. I switched windows, but the share did not. Here we go. Screen share needs to be to the tab. Um, entire screen. Yeah, let's just do entire screen. There we go. So right here, he's doing much. I went too far. Much the same thing, and it's got the colors, the yellow and I guess a red down here. He's in a rectangle. In the video I sent him, it actually looked like a phone on the
Okay.
side. And then what he made for me is this, which isn't bad. I don't like the circle, and I don't like the colors on it, honestly. I don't care for any of that. But it is what it is. Like,
Well, it's not on brand.
right. It's not on brand. I asked him for a rectangle and then a place to put the words. This is what I'm getting. And it's this every
Okay.
single time, which fine, but none of these colors are brand. Like it's not right. Do you think we could make
Right.
something? I'm having to think this isn't even a motion graphic for shit's sake. This is a PNG with a mask
Yeah.
that I could
Probably.
drop in. If I made this PNG with a mask, I could drop the words on it any way I wanted.
Yeah. I mean, it's play the video. I want to see how it comes in.
It's a motion graphic.
Okay.
So he did have it sweeps in.
Hmm.
Now the words just were on there, but it kind of did a onto the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I see the orange and the blue elements coming in. That's like it'd be really easy to
Well, here,
reproduce.
let's see this. If I go back here, there we go. We'll play it in quarter speed.
Thank you.
Ooh. So I zoomed backwards. I zoom in from the side, and then the elements come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to use the same motion there, like every time, we could make that. If you're wanting to have different variations to choose from, then that's where I would try to find a Mogurt, that does that kind of thing. But
Yeah. Which for him,
let's look.
honestly, which if you look over here, look at his, right? He has what I would consider to be, let's see if it's playing in quarter speed. Nope. Quarter speed. Okay. So he has, no, come back just a tiny bit more. So he's got it. He's used his very cool colors. Okay, come on. Boom. No problem. Showing his old videos. Come on. Come on. Here, let's make it big. That way we can really see it.
That helps. Yes, thank you.
All right. He's talking. It's zoomed in. Keep talking.
Still talking.
Still yammering. Okay. It looks like he's about to switch. Here we go. It's probably because I rewinded it too much with the.
Yeah, it's a long video. That's probably why.
It's coming up because he does a whole thing where.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
here we go.
6 seconds.
Boom.
So it doesn't even. It's not even a motion graphic. Like
his is not.
Background's not. The text might be.
Right. Which I think makes more sense for me. If I had a screen like that with a mask, so I then just take my video, blop it over there, then I can bring up and put any graphics, any text. I could do all of that in Fire Cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I
Let's see
would
what
need is a background with a mask. What is that? A mat with a hole in it. Right? Almost a color mat. Well, I guess just a PNG and put a mask on it. And then just say, can you save stuff like that and reuse it as a an asset or something? There's got to be a way to do that,
There's
right?
always a way. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of what category that would be I would call that like text effects. Um, maybe it would be
I'm like, it's not even text. It's because all the text stuff I can do in Fire Cut. I just need the backdrop picture with me on the side or me on the other side or whatever. And honestly, if I had a mask with a shadow line, then I could just drag the mask to whichever side or whichever area I wanted it at any given time.
yeah. I mean, if I were building that in Premiere, I would take it a layer at a time. I would either, well, I would probably import the background as each element as its own layer. So, like, you have the white background or whatever color,
Okay.
and then you have the
Like white, but not
shapes,
solid white. Like if you looked
whatever.
at
It
his,
doesn't
he
matter.
had little
That,
dots on it or a
sure.
grid or a whatever.
Then if it has that,
Okay.
I might import those as a separate layer also, so I could
Oh,
fade them
okay.
in or zoom them, something, right?
Yes.
Then each of those elements, shapes, I would probably bring in as a separate layer. So then I'm animating all of it, kind of like together. Um, then your video is obviously a separate layer. But then, like, how much nesting have you done in Premiere? Like
I don't understand the question.
nesting timelines inside of timelines. Do you know what I'm talking
Here.
about? All right.
Yes, I
So let me
think I
show
do
you.
because I made that mistake. Like I made this little video and I'm like, cool. And then it's a sequence. And then I can drag that as a sequence and put it inside the video. And then I can go back to the raw footage of the sequence and change and tweak it. And it changes it in the other video too, right?
Kind of, yeah. Um, let me show.
Because
Let me show
unless
you.
I'm thinking of it wrong, but I've dragged because I thought, oh, I filmed out the first third of that right here. And then because when I get too much stuff on my thing, it drives me crazy. So I'm like, oh, I did the first third of the video here, and that's really cool, but I don't want to mess it up. So then I will leave it over in the collection or whatever it is on the side, left hand side.
Yeah,
That's where I store it. And then I can just click on it and drag it over and drop it onto another timeline with the other part. And it just shows up as like this kind of purplish color. And it's like sequence. And it's just one thing. So now I can't accidentally erase something or delete something or whatever. It's just that. And it's
uh,
all of the things I've added and put in and done whatever. Cause uh it is crazy. I watched, matter of fact, I learned something new. I watched uh of the video on Fire Cut, and it was amazing. The way Fire Cut does a lot of the things is it does it in ways that I am not doing it. Like to do the zoom in, zoom out,
yeah,
I go to the video itself and I used to clip where it would go, and then I would just go to it and then say instead of 100%, I just do 110%, and then it like zooms in, zooms in, and it just clips in and clips out. The
right.
way Fire Cut does it is it puts this other orange box above what you're looking at, and then it changes the something of that so it kind of sweeps in, sweeps out. Like it does
Yeah,
the whole thing of
it's using Bezier handles and keyframes. Yeah,
yes, on another level that's on
right,
top of it that's like a magnifier that allows you to change and to
right,
change the way the video underneath that is not been affected in any way, but the way
right.
that it's being so you can shut that on or off.
That is a newer thing for the record. That's kind of like an
Oh,
adjustment layer. Um, that's like
yeah.
a yeah,
That was mind bending. I'm like,
yeah,
holy crap, I'm doing it wrong. But I would like to be able to do that
yeah.
eventually.
So
So
here is I'll just share with you um like
how you're building them out.
yeah, and I probably need to go full screen because I'm sharing my whole screen, which is gigantic. So
Okay.
can you see Premiere? Okay, so what I want to show you is like this is the stream, right? So this
Yes.
is our recording from the podcast. So we
Okay.
go through and we cut, we make it say what we want it to say. We keep it
Okay.
under, a minute and a half. but it's just like that is not different layers. It is literally, you can see down here, it's one layer, right?
Yeah.
One layer of video.
Yeah.
So then I have, that is the, here's the key right here, edit. That is the edit timeline. I then have the export timeline. So I have this for each short that we're putting out.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the export timeline. Now you see there are multiple layers.
Yes.
First layer here is me. Second layer is you. Third layer is the background. Fourth layer is the Minding Your Business podcast verbiage. Then the logo, and then we don't have anything right there. But so what that allows me to do is I have these two clips right here are the exact same clip. It is, if I double click this right here, you can see it. It says right there, clip 26.4, listening versus reading, which is better, edit. So that is this other timeline.
Got it.
So I've
That's
made
why
all
they
my
stay in
edits in here.
sync, because you're pulling just two
Exactly.
parts of that using some way of.
It's a nested timeline, right?
Okay.
So then I've basically, for this clip, which is I think me, yeah. So over here, let me go to effect controls. So I've got that scaled up 175%. You can see I'm moving it around. We're changing the scale. Position.
You have it positioned right where you want it.
Right. And it changes every week, like depending on how our cameras are zoomed in,
Right.
So I try to get our heads to be similar sizes. Yes, and in the middle.
Okay.
So that I can change it this way. But you'll also see, like, I have a mask. Let's see, crop right. So you can see I'm cropping down, and that's not necessarily as important on mine as it is yours, because your layer is on top of mine. So let's see, make sure I have you selected. Let's go mask right. Oh, that's top. Well, you can see, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see, like, so that doesn't necessarily matter. Let me show, but you can see turning off the background. You can see you're actually up a little higher than I am. So if I start messing with that mask top right here, you can see like there's part of the writing. Like,
yes,
I've made this
thing.
Yeah, I've made this layout basically just based on having one piece of footage where we're laid out a complete different way. And so, like, if I take yours, let's go to the right. You can see, like, over there is the logo.
And there's that half logo that's in the center of the other screen with the thing.
So, and basically, I could take this then, and I could put this inside another timeline. I would just drag, that onto the other timeline. So let me just give you an example. So this is the export 26.4 right here. If I drag this to a new timeline, it's going to make a new timeline, and there it is. So that whole thing is on this timeline, and then I could put other things on top of that, and it's just one thing. So instead of 5 layers, it's one thing.
Yes.
So what is going to change? I didn't do it this week, but I'm going to do it next week. We're going to start recording in the live stream and on this part, each source isolated. So we'll have our stream where everything's put together, and then that'll be one recording. Another recording will be just you, the whole 16:9 HD version of you. And then it'll be a 16:9 version HD of, or HD version of me. And I will bring those in, and I'll build a new template that may look similar, may not, I don't know. And I will have a clean source to put into these things. That'll help with
instead of I got you.
Right. Okay. So because right now I'm having to blow us up by
and so we get
175%. Yes, exactly. So it'll be sharp because everyone wants to see all of our pores. But anyway, what I'll end up doing is all this stuff up here. That'll then allow me where I can do, maybe I have like our logo, and it turns, I make a 3D version of the logo, and it has like a little spin at the beginning or the end. Maybe something comes in, maybe, I don't know. It gives me a lot more options. Where right now it's just like, it's a little cluttered as it is. It's a little,
yes.
But then I'll be able to reuse
like
that.
How cool would it be to have those swirly lines sort of morphing and moving, so it's kind of fluid? That would be pretty awesome.
This is where I'm at with AI. So that is not like, that's not an image that I could just recreate. right?
Right.
Like that.
Right.
So what I want to be able to do with AI is take that background image that's just clean, just the swirly lines and stuff,
And
and
morph it.
say, animate this.
Yep.
Give me a 15-second loop, and it's always moving. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're there,
Yeah,
but
where the lines move and the gradient sort of shifts just
yeah, but
ever
it
so
but
slightly.
it has to tile. It has to be able to loop.
Uh-huh.
Not tile. It has to loop.
Yep. No, that would be cool. Dang, I didn't okay, so first of all, maybe, maybe
Maybe.
I sorry, my mouth is talking faster than the gray matter. How about this? What if instead of me trying to spend 35, 40 blah, 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 a month, I sit down and I hand draw because that's all I can do. Or I maybe try and F around with Canva and I make a still of what I really want.
Yeah.
So that I go, here's what I'm thinking. And you're like, oh, you know what would look cool is if that swept in or if that did that. And then we can make those as assets that I could then utilize. And we could probably do it in here because I don't think it's going to take that much. Because you
Yeah.
might be able to go, dude, you're already using Canva. It's already there. You just have to animate it, just have it do a sweep in from the left. And then I just drag and drop that and it automatically comes
Right.
in. And now it's a MP4 or whatever it is. And then I just have a 7-second video that I play and then that I freeze frame and then hold for as long as I need after that.
Right. Because like using all these like the way his stuff is done with the text,
Uh
like
huh.
that doesn't have to be
That's
a
all
part
going to
of
be done with Firecut when I
yeah,
animate the captions, and then I
yeah,
put the captions in the way I want, where I want them. I can size them up, put them down. I can make them pop as they come in. I can make them fade in, fade
exactly.
out. All of that stuff is all I have access to all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about putting the graphics and the words and the stuff. Like right now, it's a little bit tough because I have to use the text function. And anyway, I would like some more motion graphic-y stuff with that, but Firecut offers it and it offers it in Premiere Pro. I just click it,
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
drop, boom, it opens a big box, and then I just adjust in real time, really easy. I get it the way I want it. I hit save, it applies it to the line and done, or timeline and done. That's what I'm looking for. And I can even do it on an in and out. So I only graphics are all at the bottom normal. And then boom, that screen comes in and now the graphics are up here and it's putting it
Right.
exactly where I want it and then back. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking
Yeah.
for that kind of ease to where I can do it myself and I can just nail it.
Right. Yeah, that
There
would be
will
the way
be
to do
some
it, is
other
to have
things
like
I think where that one might make sense for me to buy a Valentine's Day package in January that I'm going to make
sure.
up all my Valentine's Day videos because those were kind of cool, little note and some hearts and whatever. Maybe I make those in Canva. Why not? I'm getting really good for a 51-year-old man. I'm getting really good at Canva, using it for to do
Yeah.
things that because I have to. Like I don't have access. I don't know how to use PowerPoint or no. Well, I don't know how to use PowerPoint to be honest. I
You
don't know
know
how
how
to
to use
use PowerPoint to make that work. I could. I have access to it. It's
no,
Adobe. I should be
no.
using it. But
No, you're saying PowerPoint. I think you mean After Effects.
oh God, no, I'm not even getting close to that. I just mean
Mhm.
PowerPoint. PowerPoint and Canva are very, very similar in the way that you
Okay.
build things and you have it click in, come out, and do. You can make assets in PowerPoint that you can then bring to. I've done it before, but it's excruciating as
Yeah.
compared to just doing it in Canva, bringing it over. Because now
Do you have
Canva will download in 4K and done.
do you have Apple Motion?
I don't know what that means.
So Apple has um like Final Cut Pro is their Premiere Pro. Um they have Motion also. I have not used it. Like I tried using Final Cut Pro 10 years ago. Um and I've been a Premiere Pro user for so long that I didn't like it. Um
I can't.
but I have
I,
heard that Apple Motion is much friendlier than After Effects. After Effects is a tall, it's a steep learning curve. Um,
yeah,
so, but from what I mean, look, Apple products are really easy to use. I
yeah.
imagine in my head that it's probably easier than Canva. I could be wrong, but let me Google something. Let me just Google a little something.
Apple
Um,
Motion on Mac App Store. Okay. Designed for video editors, it's a powerful tool that makes it easy to create cinematic 2D and 3D titles, fluid transitions, and realistic effects in real time. Ooh. It says here, this software can be used to do amazing things. Just know that $49 price tag is a canard.
is what?
A canard.
What is that?
I just looked up how much does Apple Motion cost, and it was a previously answered thing. So it appears it's $49 a month.
I mean, they may have switched to a subscription model, but
Oh,
I
maybe
bought
it's not. Maybe not, because look, it's like learn Apple Motion in 25 minutes. Like this was super easy. Okay, hang on. No, it appears very much that it is $49 in the App Store, $49 one-time fee.
Yeah, I was going to say that $49 a month would be steep.
Yeah, that's what I was like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, it's pretty highly rated. It looks like most
Yeah,
people have given it
$49 one time.
And then I have to imagine I could download
What you would do is you would export a,
MP5 or MP4.
yeah, well, if it has alpha, it's probably going to be an MOV,
Oh,
or like
okay.
a
Yeah, but I mean, I've downloaded it as a video, and then I just
Yeah.
drag that video asset in and plop it into Premiere and done.
And that's how I would give it to you too.
Okay.
Anyway, it's something to consider.
Yeah, I like one-time fees a lot.
Yes, especially in this day and age.
Because then it's a lifetime.
Right.
Like I was looking at a couple of these, and they're like, contact us for a lifetime deal, and I'm like, trouble is, you're not Apple.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, what you're doing right now makes sense, but let's say your lifetime is 3 years, and then you're out of the game and you don't care.
Yeah. How
And
long
then
can you
wasted.
support that if you're not getting recurring revenue and you've got to update software? And yeah, we've had some of that stuff with like WordPress plugins where we bought the LTD and it's like, it was great until it wasn't. And then it was like, well, I guess we're not using that anymore because they're not supporting it anymore. So
Yeah,
they didn't make it.
Yeah, and so then it's done, and then so, yeah, I played that gamble with a couple of different AIs before chat came out.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I've enjoyed using them. They're interesting. And now that chat's out, they've revamped and then put in and updated the AIs. So they're much better. And their foundation that they built is pretty good. It's fairly user-friendly and whatnot. It's just like
what is it called?
I was using them, I have several, but what I was using them for, I'll open up my thing and I'll pull up the tab.
I was gonna say, because I bought the one that I remember when you found that one.
But I haven't used them for a long time because I haven't been writing content, blogs, and I haven't been doing that.
I just know that I bought it and I have some kind of LTD, but I don't even know I don't know what the software, I don't know what the website is. I have no clue. I bought it and I've forgotten about it.
Closer's Copy.
Closer's Copy.
I'm going to guess because I have like Auto Write Pro, Descript, Otter, Wisecut, Writer, Kateb. What else do I have? Auto Blogger, Word Hero, and Closer's Copy.
It would have been Closer's Copy. That sounds really familiar. I gotta see if I can find my password. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. That was our first like
toe in the water with AI.
Yeah, with AI.
Yeah, but I got on and I looked up at a couple years back, and I looked up, which was about maybe a year before chat came out, and a bunch of people were coming out with pretty decent AIs, and I thought, let's buy it while they're all still in beta. So I went to whatever that website is that you go to where people are trying to get their name out and whatever, And so they're offering smoking deals. You know, you get so many 20,000 words per month, which is later going to be, $30 a month, but we'll sell it to you right now for 49
Right.
bucks, one time
Right.
fee. And it re-ups every month. So I got a bunch of those. I bought in. Like, I'm like, I'll support you. Like, go for it. Like, give it a shot. Let's see what you can do. And I used them. I've used them several times, and it was a good bet on their part because they got me to pay them the 49 bucks. It's
Hmm.
good for me because I get lifetime access and I get a recurring allotment every month. It's just a matter of using it. And I just don't at this moment because I haven't had any pressing need. I'm not writing a lot of blogs, although I
Right.
should. My old blogs are still ranking my website. Like, I probably should be continuing to put out content. But let's be honest, what I should actually be doing is paying for Zapier and automating it to utilize the ones that I have with the research that I do, to pull the research topics and then write out outlines for me, that to pre-do all of the stuff. So then I just have to do minimal writing and post
Right.
it. And
Right.
I can actually probably do minimal writing on a board that then inserts it, creates and animate, makes it into a nice readable, fancy, formatted blog style that goes out on, then uploads to my website automatically, and then pulls
Yeah.
all the keywords and puts those automatic. That's what I would ultimately like. I would ultimately like a chalkboard or notepad that I write into, and then it takes that information and then formats it with the proper headings and tags and all of the stuff necessary, because that stuff takes forever. And I feel like that's the stuff that should be automated, not
Right.
the writing of the
Right.
words. Let me
Right.
write my own words, but you automate putting H1 tags, H2 tags, H3 tags, the SEO, the metadata, the all of that stuff. You automate all that. That takes
Yes.
forever, and I do it
Yes.
wrong every time. So that's what I would like to be automated, and then put it out. I still want my voice going out, but I wouldn't mind somebody else formatting it, so that it's easily searchable, easily findable, easily readable. Like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, like it's the minutia
Huh?
of all those little tasks. Here in the next
Yeah.
week or two, we'll be able to go over some social media management stuff. Um,
Okay.
we're trying we're trying some
New things.
yeah, new things because especially when I have to sit down and schedule out 5 days, 5 or 6 days of posts
Yeah.
across 7 platforms. Shoot me in the face, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like it is. I don't
Yes.
do redundant tasks well. Like that's not where I want to live, and it is.
Right.
Bleh.
Oh
So
man, I didn't even. There was another button on Firecut. It'll pull out key points, key parts of
okay,
the video and create shorts.
very nice. Like, does it do a better job than Otis?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Ah,
Opus, I don't know, but
Opus,
I only
sorry,
have like so
Otis.
much. I bought a one-time package of Opus, so I've got 2,900 more attempts or whatever. I
Okay,
bought one big package for like 149 or something. It was like a year's worth of stuff. And I figured, let's give it a shot. Like, I wasn't going to pay a monthly thing and not have it work. So I thought I'll pay one-time fee and see.
yeah,
And I think it was 199, maybe it was 299. It was something, but it was a lot of content. And I used it at first, and then I had I gave Shri access, so he was using it. In fact, he has it. Matter of fact, it's probably not the best time to be looking, but I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing the screen. So let me sign into Opus real quick
yeah,
and look, because I have him on it, but they're not using it, because I know they're not using it because, well, I've looked and I know they're not using it. Come on. It signed me out when it updated, and so I have to go back in and re-sign in. Um, but I know he's not using it because I can look at the all projects, every single one of these for the last Well, those have actually expired because those are over 29 days old. 2
Oh
days
wow.
before expiring, 6 days, 19 days, 19, 16, 12. Nothing. He's done nothing in here. So I'll tell you what. Here's what I will do. Because I made it me and him so we could split. I'm going to go to team settings. I have it AJ and EVF because EVF. Oh, well, here, I'm not sharing the screen, I guess. That's a problem. I suppose I should share the screen.
Yes. Would you like me to see the screen?
Chrome tab. Share entire screen. Yeah, screen and share. Well, oh, wait. No. Can you see that?
Hang on. Yeah. Can I share it on the stream?
Probably. I'm
Okay.
not looking at it, so I don't care.
Okay.
So anyway, I called the team that, and I made a logo, which was my logo with his logo. Overthinking, you know how I do.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
But let's just say I get rid of that. Oh, wait, here's all I got to do. Disband the team. There, it is what it is. They had access, they don't now. 3,108 or 3,082 left. It expires in 63 days. Oh shit.
Oh wow.
I got 2 months to finish using all of these. I think I bought 5,000 credits when I started.
Okay.
So there's no way. I might as well let you probably need to use it. Give it a shot. Try and use it because
Okay.
I'm never going to make it through each clip. Like right now I'm only doing one video, so I make one clip. I'm just AI captions. I'm not even reframing, adding B-roll, doing anything. I'm just putting AI captions, so it ticks me down one number each time.
Okay. That's wow. That's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll play with it because I know. I mean, Otis. What is it called?
Opus.
Opus. Yes.
Yeah.
Otis. That's an elevator. I was one of the tools that I've seen that like people are raving about. So,
all right. So we'll do team name, Remind. I'm not going to put in a logo. Wait, do I have a Remind logo?
No. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's just time.
I know.
You're never gonna get the time back.
I apologize for being that guy.
I am too. I understand.
Copy invite link. And I'll go here. Move that. Good. Oh, yeah, here. Hopefully nobody else is looking at it. It expires anyway in like 3 days, but I'll put it so you can do it. I can only have 2 people on it, so it's just you wouldn't be on there anyway. Otherwise, I'll kick off whoever else is. I mean, unless you're cool, right? And
no, I'd love to take a look at it.
You don't want to do it. Okay.
No,
so let's do that. I'll put you on there. It should just click on it and do it quick. I only get 2 seats on the team, so it's me and you. That's it.
How are you sending it to me?
I put it in the chat.
The chat. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's in the chat.
Got it.
Cool. So once you accept it, then we should be good to go. So I guess I could have invited members. I don't know. Maybe do I need to do that? Oh no, for Remind. That's you.
I got it. I'm
okay. So yeah, basically you just figure it out. Long to shorts, that's typically what we do. We take a long video, plop it in there, it chops it up, puts it into shorts. Shucks. Can't believe. Yeah, I got 2. Oh, for example, processing a 30-minute video would use 30 credits.
Okay, so it's like a minute.
1 minute per video. Oh, fine. We'll record up a bunch. I mean, do it. I know we've got some longer ones, but who cares? Video shorter than a minute, rounded up to a minute. Calculated as 4 minutes. I can tell you I'm doing, it's because I edit my video first. So it's 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, usually tops. And then I put it in. But see, pro plan is 300 credits per month. I bought 5,000 credits or whatever it was.
Okay.
I've been using it for a year and I'm down to 3,000 credits.
Your free trial has started. I signed up.
You followed the link, right?
I did. Maybe see if I've accepted the thing. Does it say if I've accepted the invite?
No, it doesn't show you on there. It just shows me. It says members, 1 of 2. Invite people to your team. Submit the project using the credits under your account. View your projects. Edit your brand template. Auto post. Yep. Your link expires after 10 days. Okay. Invite your team. Okay.
Yeah, do it that way.
Yeah, it says your link expired. Copy link. And I gave you the link.
Are you sure that wasn't like an affiliate link?
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
There. I texted it to
Okay,
you.
now it's taking it. Let's see. It invites you to join the team. I think I had to have an account first. There we go.
Oh. Okay. I was like,
Choose
I
an account.
texted.
Wait. What the heck?
Try it again. Click the same link.
I did.
Support at Infinity Systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in.
Okay.
Max seats. Okay, cool. So you should be able to log in and see it.
I'm still only seeing 90 credits. Maybe it'll change. No?
Oh, I'm like, hit the
refresh.
refresh.
I know what it is. I know what it is. How do I change?
You got to go to that team.
Yeah, how do I do? Where? I feel really dumb right now.
Click on the watch here. Am I sharing screen?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
I was like up here. There, you'll see your little thing, and then you go here, and then you click on either the person or the team.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll play around with that. I'm gonna play around with closures copy too. I remember I'm looking at. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
I knew I had it, but I could not think of what it was. And I have not opened it. It's saying in 3 years.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things I knew I was going to want, but not right then. And so
right. And I'm pretty sure too, like, okay, it's been a hot minute since I've actually opened that one.
Yeah, honestly so my wife and son are out of town this weekend. They're going to St. Louis to see some family. They're flying into St. Louis for a few days, and next week's spring break. So I have a few days to myself, and this is the kind of stuff that I will make time for. So cool. Well, draw up the thing that you want, like for your graphics.
Dang, I totally had that saved. It's a shame. I was looking at mine, and I was using the login from my cousin because he bought the thing. I'm 100% positive he doesn't use it.
Right.
I'm 100% because I know he's paying for chat. Like, there's no way he's doing it. Like, just for what he's doing, he's got these dialed in chats that he has built and made. Like, he's APIing them. He's doing it. So I'm positive he's not using that. I should hit him up again. He probably doesn't even remember what the login is.
Well, if you can't,
but I have a bunch of other ones that I can use.
If for some reason he is whatever, like I can add you to my closer copy. I have 4 seats available.
Oh, shoot. I don't have anything saved in the other version. So yeah, if you have a seat, stick me on there. Here, I'd love that.
Let's just do it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it? Hang on. I won't ask on.
Oh, for my email address?
I got it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Probably best not to.
Right?
I'd probably already.
It's wanhunglo at gmail, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So nice. Okay, you did send me the light on the.
Yes.
What did I send?
Good God Almighty.
Did I not? Did I not send you? I was pretty sure I sent you the link.
For what?
I was pretty
For
sure I emailed you or texted you the link.
for which? For what?
It doesn't matter. You're already in Opus. Sorry, this
Yeah.
would make
No,
it
I'm in.
sound
Yeah, you
great.
sent it. You put it in the
Good, man.
chat. I got it. I got it
Yeah,
all
but I
taken
also texted it. So I texted it to somebody. I just looked for
care of. I don't see it in a text.
me either. But maybe when I opened the text, I thought that the light clock thing was me putting it in and then I clicked
Ah,
in, but I didn't hit send. So I don't know. I'm not. This is what it. This is making for great podcast fodder, by the way.
right. Well, hey, we said
We
us
said you got to
building our
grind,
thing,
and
right?
so
No, like, hey,
yeah, they
y-
can see the problems that we have
full
to do.
disclosure. We didn't
Yeah,
say it was going to be entertaining. I
we did
mean,
not promise that. We just said
speaking
you're going to
of,
get to see what we go through.
yeah, speaking of,
Okay.
the Patreon is live and everything now, just so you know it, in case you didn't know that. It is live. We have 2 episodes on
Oh
the
shoot.
after hours and stuff.
Nice. Okay. I mean that's awesome. So
Um,
how do I get in?
I don't know. Did you get the invite from the closer copy thing?
How would I get it? Where would I get it at?
I sent it to your email address. I don't know.
Email. I don't know.
I
I'd
don't know
have to
either.
check email.
I know nothing.
I don't. Let's see. Email. Opus Clip. You got a new member. Nice.
Yeah, it's not that. Yep. Check your spam folder.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check spam because I'm like, I was checking promotions. It's not in promotions. It's not in social. It's not in primary.
Oh,
Spam. Spam. Mm-mm. I got a lot of garbage here.
well, it should be the most recent garbage.
Yeah, no, it's no. Did not come over. Cool. Yep. Okay. Spam is gone. Nope. Inbox.
It might just take a minute to get there. Mine took a second to be delivered.
Man. Man. Man.
And I did use the right email address. I have triple checked. Well, whenever you get it, just join. You have access. And if you don't, just text me. Let me know if it didn't come through. If it's, in a few minutes or whatever.
Okay.
Well, I gotta prep for my meeting coming up. Yeah, let the book idea, let that stew, let it simmer in the back burner.
Okay. Yeah, it's not anyway. Sorry, it's not coming up. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll watch for it.
Yeah, I'm seeing you in the account. Like it sent it to the right email address, or it's trying to send it to the right email address. So
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just assume that it's working then.
yeah, if you don't see it in a few minutes, just
hang
let
on.
me know.
So sorry, I'm gonna have to write the notes down. So just to make sure. So we have closers, copy. We have a book.
Yeah, write down your actionable items here.
Ideas. The next one is I need to create the
little
sketches of the assets. So asset sketches. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think you saved me $40 a month not going with Motion Array. The only thing I needed with Motion Array was, I don't know, music or
yeah,
something.
I mean,
And honestly, I can come up with a
do,
song.
Yeah,
And we can create something. I really don't need access to thousands and thousands of songs. I need one.
Right. And that's the thing. Like in my situation, I do need access to stuff all the time, right? New things, different project, so
yeah. And when I'm making the
movie
movie and I'm doing the thing, I'll rough cut it all together. without music, and then I'll get your help with the rough cut.
Yeah.
You can then tweak it, help me tweak it for the final cut when I'm making the movie, make it more cinematic. Oh no, you're gonna want to do a thing with a drawback or a zoom in or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then be like, and it needs music that's tense, building music that's kind of like dun, 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 like kind of a thing. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, and then we'll find it and I'll just buy out whatever song I need at a time.
And
Or
and
if I
in the
have to, I'll
meantime,
get all of the videos done and then buy a membership, get all the music picked in a month, and then apply it and put it or do it or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Well, and
Or buy
you
it
know, while
piece
you're
pieced
while you're
out.
putting that together, I'll practice my like movie man voice, you know? So, in
Yep.
a world like
Yep. No, I want that for sure. Because I have an idea. We'll touch on it later.
one man,
You got to get going.
one mission.
So yeah. But I think
Well,
it would work.
with that being said, until next week, mind
Yeah.
your
We'll at least
business.
do the trailer. And the trailer will be at least as good as the whole series.
Yeah.
So
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna
awesome.
run and prep
Thank
for
you
this
much.
thing, and yeah, next week we will continue to solve the world's problems.
Yep. All right. Talk to you
All
then.
righty. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks, man.